Welcome to channel Dr.Caos. Today we'll learn something called the functions. Now basically there are two types of functions. One that you create and one that is already been created by some other programmer. Now I'm going to start with the ones that is already been created. We will learn how to create our own functions in the next tutorial. So having that all sorted, functions are basically a set of instructions which are used to perform a particular task. Now in this case, the function that is already been created by a user. Now the best way and the best example I would say is the printf. Printf is the function that we have been using from the beginning of these tutorials. This is a function which has the task of displaying a particular thing, displaying a message, a variable, a string, or whatever, right? It displays something. So this function is written by some other programmer, right? We just specify this keyword printf with these two brackets and we have got a printf statement, okay? But behind this statement there are like hundreds and hundreds of lines of code which makes this function work. Now this function is probably written by some expert programmer, right? Probably the ones who started the programming the C programming. Now these are really advanced functions. We believe that it just performs a printing of a message, but if you look behind this, it's really advanced, okay? So my idea was to give you this example so I can cover up more of these functions. Now printf is just one of the thousands of functions available out there. Now if you go way back into the 10th standard, right, you have probably learned in mathematics something called the cos, tan, integration, derivative, and all that crap, right? Now the thing is, if you want to create a program which has all that stuff, you can do this with functions. Now there's a header file known as math.h. Now again, I haven't explained what is a header file yet, but I would cover it in a really near tutorial, okay? So basically there's a header file known as math.h. This header file contains various mathematical operations like cos, tan, sine, and basically all of the mathematical operations. Not all of them, but the most used ones, okay? So let's say you want to calculate the cos of 45. So just type in cos, the number between these two brackets, semicolon, and voila, you've got the cos of a number. If you want to calculate the tan, you have got a tan, and you put in the number and it will calculate you the tan. So basically there are functions for everything. Now I'm not going to show you an example for mathematical operator because it's really simple. But I'm going to show you one which is related to strings. So as you can plainly see, I've included a header file known as string.h. So what I'm going to do is accept a string from the user and revert the string just using a function. Okay, so let's see, I'm going to declare a string. I'm going to call it something else like string, okay, of 20 characters. So again, it can hold up to 20 characters. Now scanf, in order to get the input from the user, %s, comma, ampersand of string. So now that we have got the string all scanned, I'm going to use a function, the printf function, to print another function. This may sound a little complicated, but it isn't, right? Okay, %s in order to display the string, comma, string reverse, strrev. Okay, this is another function, this thing, which is inside the string.h header file. Okay, inside these brackets we just specify the string that we want to reverse. Okay, there you go, the string that I want to reverse, semicolon. I run the program, I just enter a string, let's say Yoda. It would print the exact inverse of Yoda, ideal, or whatever, however you pronounce that. So basically that what is a function is a defined function which is already been created by some other programmer, some other expert, if you may, that is used to perform a task. Every function in the C programming library performs a different task. None of them perform the same task. They may perform a similar task, but they probably have some other feature that the other function doesn't have. So basically these are the functions. It's really that simple. But when it comes to creating your own function, the things becomes a little bit more complicated. But that is something that I'm going to cover up in the next tutorial. So anyway, this has been the channel Dr.Caos. I hope you like this video. Rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much.